In this video, I'm going to share with you what I believe to be the most powerful technique to really manifest the things that you want in your life. And this changed my life forever, and I stumbled upon it actually originally through learning about hypnosis and hypnotic writing. And this is called the 55 by 5 technique. And this is a simple writing technique. I like to think of it a little bit more like a hypnotic writing technique, but there's also numerology involved. And this is a technique that you can utilize to really create the things that you want in your life in a very simple and easy to do way that you could turn into a morning routine or an evening routine. So this is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com, and if you're excited about that, be sure to hit the like button on this side right there, or this side right over there, and leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. Now, before we really get into a little bit more about what the technique is, the very first step is to be able to clearly define what it is that you want. So the first question is, what do you want? What do you want out of your life? Not what do you think is possible, not what does your mom or your dad or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, what do they want for you? It's what do you want for yourself out of your life? What do you really want? And the truth is, I had never asked myself that question in my whole life. And quite frankly, I think that we're conditioned not to ask that question in our lives. So a lot of times people will go through an entire 75, 80-year life, and they will have never asked themselves that question and sincerely decided what they wanted. So what do you want? What do you want out of your life? How do you want your life to really look? What do you really want? And I was sitting there and I realized I didn't even really like my life. I had a lot of things I didn't want, and I thought I was stuck with them. They were things I tolerated long enough, and they became standards by which I settled in my life. Those were basically the entirety of my existence. The entirety of my existence had become a standard that I settled on. So I said, what do I want? And I found out that what I wanted to be was really successful at what I was doing. I was writing books and I was just kind of getting by, and Ashley and I were living together in the early stages of our relationship. She was in credit card debt, and I decided that I wanted to be a thought leader with world-renowned work that was inspiring millions of people and that I was making millions of dollars. It was pretty simple. I wanted my videos, my books, I wanted them to be translated into other languages. I wanted to be like getting all these amazing emails and YouTube comments of people sharing about how this has uplifted their life, transformed their life. Because at the core, I felt like part of my life purpose was basically to help awaken human consciousness, to help humanity live a more inspired life. And so out of that, you know, those were my books, those are my videos, things that I cared about, I was passionate about, that kind of felt purposeful, but they were also my career. And so I said, I want to basically have my work be world-renowned, which I guess is a subjective interpretation. And to me, I defined that as inspiring millions of people and making millions of dollars. And so I listened to a video by an individual named Bob Proctor, and he said to write down what you want. So I actually wrote that down, and I began with the phrase, I am so happy and grateful now that. So Bob said, once you decide what it is that you want, don't put it in the future. I hope I get this thing. It'd be nice if I get this thing. He said, do it in the present tense and begin with, I am so happy and grateful now that. So I turned mine into this phrase, and it said, I am so happy and grateful now that I'm a world-renowned thought leader, making millions of dollars and inspiring millions of people. I was, 21 years old, and it seemed like a silly, stupid, ridiculous, nonsensical thing that I didn't really know whether it was possible or not, but I'm of the impression of always suspending my disbelief. I suspend my disbelief. I'm willing to entertain the things that I want and follow the process that Bob illustrated. So what you're going to do is think about what it is that you want. Then you're going to write it out, beginning with the phrase, I am so happy and grateful now that. Then you're going to turn what it is that you want as a main objective. Now, you can do this for many things, because you might say, I want 50 different things. Well, let's start with one or two of them and turn it into a succinct, as Napoleon Hill would say in his book, Think and Grow Rich, chief definite aim. Turn it into a chief definite aim for universal consciousness to focus upon, for your mind to focus upon. So I'm so happy and grateful now that, fill it up with one or two sentences and suspend your disbelief about what's really possible. And so let's head on to number 2 and we'll break this down in more detail. But first, comment down below, suspend my disbelief. Suspend my disbelief. Okay, now step number 2 is to write out what it is that you want 55 times for 5 days. Now, I basically turned this into a lot longer process of that. When I first heard about this, there's also a lot of numerology behind it. The 5 in numerology is supposed to be the number for personal power. So it's harnessing the power of numerology, your subconscious, and intention, because you're declaring what you want. So you write it out, and eventually for me, this just became a 55 times infinity routine for me, because it's something that I do this type of hypnotic writing every day, and it always makes me feel good, and it seems to always work. I see my life seems to be better when I do it. I seem to get more of what I want when I do it. So I wrote out what it is that I want. What you're going to do is just get a journal, get a pen that you like. I'm somebody that likes thick ink on my pen. I like it when it really bleeds onto the paper. I like blue more than any other color. So I get that, and then I just write it out. I am so happy and grateful now that I'm a world-renowned thought leader making millions of dollars and inspiring millions of people! Exclamation mark. I'm so happy and grateful now that, and I just wrote it out. I wrote it out for, really long time. I did it for now I've done it, and it always varies based off what I want out of my life, but I've done something of the sorts now for the last 10 years. Well, an amazing thing ended up happening very quickly. My YouTube video started going viral. I ended up getting over 50 million views on this channel. I became a millionaire before I turned 29 years old, and just like things happened exactly as I wrote them. And Napoleon Hill says that. He says that your mind is so marvelous that it receives the commands that you give it, your chief definite aim. So what you're going to do is write it out 55 times. You're going to do this for 5 days. Do it for 5 days. It's going to allow your subconscious to really start to sink in. Now, I invite you to do it longer thereafter, but you can do this for small things too. If you just want to test the waters, right? You could do one where you just write about making an extra $500. Like, let's say you need an extra $500 right now. Well, you could do, I am so happy and grateful now that I have officially received an unexpected $500 check. It's so exciting! Exclamation mark. And then you could write that out. I am so happy and grateful now that I've received an unexpected check for $500. And you write that out 55 times throughout the day. You could write it all at once in the morning, half in the morning and half at night. Break it up into sets of 3. But the goal is 55 times for 5 days. And what you can do is start with a small one. Pick something like that, an extra $500, an extra $1,000. Maybe you're trying to get a new car and you're $3,300 short. Write it out just like that and do a short-term thought experiment to see what you can manifest using this essentially hypnotic writing technique over a 5-day period. Last but not least is to create a mental rehearsal of the end. Napoleon Hill, he talks about basically being able to live in the end of your imagination. Now, let's look at it this way. you're setting a goal for yourself over the next 5 days as a starter, and it's to earn an extra X amount of dollars, or to attract a new customer, or to meet a new romantic partner, and you want a new awesome date. Maybe you just want some cool new adventure. Maybe there's a certain particular thing that you want. So you've defined what it is that you want. You've turned it into a statement. I am so happy and grateful now that I have 2 awesome new dates that are so exciting. Or I got that extra $3,300 for my dream blah 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 car. So you write it 55 times for 5 days. As you're doing it throughout these 5-day period, what I want you to do is when you finish writing, I want you to do a quick mental rehearsal of the event as if it's already occurred. So let's say the first thought experiment that you decided to do with this technique was that $3,300 for that car, or that extra $1,000 check, or that new friendship that you wanted. That thing that you write, once you complete writing it during the technique, then what you're going to do is you're going to close your eyes after you finish. I just finished writing my 55 by 5 technique for the day, Jake. I wrote about my unexpected $500. I wrote about my new job. I wrote about my new promotion. I wrote about selling my home finally. And then what you're going to do is close your eyes and mentally rehearse the scenario occurring in your life. So for me, what I did is I call it the record player technique. So I took a really small snippet, as if what I wanted did occur in my life. What might it look like? And based off of my objective, mine was like videos going viral, all these awesome books translated in other languages, whatever it is. And so I created this scenario where I imagined myself going to my desktop computer at my desk and grabbing the mouse, and you shake the mouse to make the screensaver go away. So then I log back into my computer, and when I log back in, I refresh the browser on the internet, and oh my gosh, all these videos went viral out of nowhere, and all these people are writing me and telling me the amazing things that are happening in their life, and oh my gosh, it's officially blown up. And it's me looking at it, hitting the refresher, and then yelling to my wife, Ashley, Ashley, you won't believe it! Yeah! Woo! And then it's replaying that in my head. So I've done it so many times now. I close my eyes, I visualize it, I shake the browser on the mouse, and oh my gosh, it happened. And then I go yell to Ashley. And I would replay that in my head over and over, just for 30 seconds, 60 seconds. The way I would know if it was complete was, get this, if I could feel the feeling of excitement. If I could feel the feeling of excitement for this technique working in my life and the event occurring successfully in my life, then I knew it was okay to get up and move on with the rest of my day and whatever else I had going on in the day or the week. So I invite you to use this as an ending technique to the mental rehearsal. You'll know when it's complete. It could take you 15 seconds, it could take you 2 minutes, but you'll know when it's complete when you feel the feeling of excitement coursing through your entire body. So thanks for watching this video. What I invite you to do is recognize that you are a divine being and you are worthy of everything that you desire. So in conclusion, leave a comment down below that says, I am worthy of everything I desire. Comment down below, I'm worthy of everything that I desire. If you're excited to put this thought experiment to the test and start to use this technique in your life, do make sure you hit the like button on this side right over there and this side right over there. Now, as you use this technique, or maybe you've watched another video that I've done on it, come back and share your success story. Leave a comment down below. Maybe I'll feature it in a future video. I'll feature your story in a future video. So leave a comment down below of the great things that come into your life from utilizing this technique. If you really want to amplify this and make it more hypnotic, more powerful to reprogram your subconscious and erase and eliminate old limiting beliefs, I invite you to use my free success hypnosis. It's right there down below. It's jakeshypnosis.com. It's right there down below. It's in the description in the comments. So I made a success hypnosis to do when I would start doing these types of writing in my journal. So I'd play it really softly, just let it play on my iPhone or my computer, and I'd allow it to just kind of help me get in the state, and then I would just go do my exercise. I'd kind of lose track of what the words were saying on the recording, but that's the whole point. That means that it's going directly to the subconscious, and that's when you get the best results. So if you want to supercharge this technique and make it work better and faster, be sure to check out jakeshypnosis.com. I have a free version of it. It's right there down below. It's jakeshypnosis.com right there down below. Thank you for watching this video. If you're new, I appreciate it. Consider hitting the subscribe and bell notification if you're a returner. Thanks for coming back. Wishing you an amazing day. Can't wait to hear about the great things that head in your life. Remember, you are worthy of everything that you desire. It's time to find out, what is it that you really want?